Hello, welcome to the Alpler GSR Fertilizer and Lime Spreader User Manual. In this video, you will find out how to use the machine safely and efficiently. Connecting the machine to the tractor. Safety rules. Adjusting the door and more. Thank you for choosing us. So let's start. This machine is equipped with various warning labels for your safety. Please pay attention to the warning labels. Things to consider before use. Keep the machine as clean as possible. Check wheel nuts daily before use. Check tyre pressures before use. An important point is the weekly and daily greasing of certain places. These points are indicated on the machine by yellow labels. For more information, read the user manual supplied with the machine. Another important point is the height of the spreader discs from the ground. For effective spreading, the two spreader discs must be at the same height from the ground. During machine operation, the tension of the chain must be correct. In very tight sprockets, the material to be accumulated will cause the chain to jam while spreading, and too loose will cause the chain to jam and not return. The correct operating range is indicated on the label on the machine. Check after each load for the first day while the chain is bedding in, and adjust to setting indicated. First, connect the machine to the tractor. After, remove the pin at the bottom of the support leg. Slide the lower part upwards and insert the safety pin again. Connect the large diameter return hose to the return line breakaway coupling on your tractor. Connect the small diameter pressure hose to the pressure line breakaway coupling on your tractor. With the tractor idling, engage your hydraulic spinners. The right-hand spinner should rotate anti-clockwise. The left-hand spinner should rotate clockwise. Spinners can be overspeeded. Check your tachometer. For 675mm diameter spinners, The maximum speed is 1100 RPM. In any new setup, always turn off the flow control before starting and turn it on with the tractor at max RPM to the desired spinning speed. Check the flow control setting to keep the maximum spinning speed within the above parameters. With the tarpaulin on the case, you can protect the material you use from adverse weather conditions. You can manually open and close the canvas as follows. Spinner speed is the most important factor in achieving an accurate spread pattern. The spinner speed is adjusted by altering the control on the valve at the front of the machine. Guideline speeds for various materials are given in the table on the user guide. When setting spinner speeds, ensure the engine of the tractor is running at the same RPM as it will normally be operating in the field, and make sure that the oil is warmed up to its normal operating temperature. Always monitor the spinner speed by watching the tachometer when operating the spreader, as an error of 50 RPM on spinner speed will result in a deterioration of the spread pattern. If the spinner speed is too high, there will be too much material behind the spreader. If the spinner speed is too slow, there will be too little material behind the spreader. When you reach the field border, you can manually slow down the left hydraulic motor to prevent fertilizer spreading to the part outside the field border. Slide adjustment can be negative or positive. Please refer to the recommended start settings table. Side plates and rear side plates have to be at the same height. Please look at the recommended start settings for side plates and adjust the rear plates accordingly. You can adjust the panel on the back of the machine according to the use of fertilizer or line. For most products, there will be no need to modify the factory setting position of the fins. However, if spreading different kinds of products, having adjustable fins can be very useful. If making an adjustment, both the left and the right spinners should have the same settings. In setting codes, L, M, S are abbreviations of long, medium, and short fins respectively. You can use various materials with this machine. For a correct and desired spread, you need to measure the density of the material you use. Fill the container until full. Balance the ring. Slide weight until the level is in the center. Read off weight per cubic meter in tons. High, medium and low gear denoted on the table refers to the gearbox selector on the inside of the jockey wheel drive arm. Low gear is selected when the arm is pushed fully into the gearbox. Always remember to replace the retaining pin after changing gear. Neutral is selected in a midway position between each gear. High gear is selected when the arm is in the central position, and the medium is pulled out farthest from the gearbox. Use the lowest gear possible to give the least amount of wear to all running components. The usage will determine the accurate adjustments. Determine the bulk density of the product. Estimate the bout width that the spreader will be driven. Refer to the rate charts at the rear of the manual to determine the rear door setting. Note: always use the lowest gear possible at the highest door setting to minimize the loading on the gearbox. Example: shown in the figure, urea has a bulk density of 0.80 tons per cubic meter and is to be spread to an 18-meter bout width at 60 kilograms per hectare. Reading through the chart using the lowest possible transmission ratio, we can see that the estimated backdoor setting should be 48 millimeters of clearance. The application rate of the material is controlled by the backdoor settings and the gear shift. Refer to the ratio charts in the manual supplied with the machine. Make sure you get the correct density for the guide settings of the door clearance in millimeters and which gear should be selected. After choosing your ratio from the tables, remove the retaining pin on the door handle and adjust the door so that the door indicator aligns with the number you choose on the chart. Replace the retaining pins. The rate is now set. To set the rear door, remove the clip from the adjusting handle and rotate to raise or lower the door to the required position. A pointer, attached to the door handle shaft and the calibration decal, is used to show the distance from the bottom of the floor to the underside of the door. Replace the clip when the door is set to the desired height. If pointer gets loose, and if you want to tighten it again, measure the door height from the surface of the floor plastic and reset the pointer accordingly and tighten the nuts. The application rate for the spreader can be as per the charts at the rear of the manual or by calibrating the spreader. The charts estimate the flow characteristics of the product to determine the door setting. Different products flow at different rates. For instance, urea flows faster than more irregular shaped products. The chart can only estimate the actual door setting required for the various application rates. If a high degree of accuracy is required, particularly when spreading low rates, we suggest a calibration test be performed. The calibration process will allow the operator to collect a sample of the actual product being applied to determine the exact door setting to achieve the desired application rate. To collect a sample, you will need to catch the material as it falls off the feed chain. This can be done by laying a small tarp or bag in the rear discharge area of the spreader. Start the spinners by opening the tractor spool valve. Engage the gearbox by lowering the gearbox ram until the gearbox jockey wheel is in full contact with the trailer wheel. Ensure engine RPM is within the range when the spinner speed was set and check the spinner speed on the tachometer. Enjoy your new product, and we wish you productive and fruitful years.